I looked at the clock on the wall. Thank goodness only 5 more minutes and then I could lock up for the day. I was exhausted. It had been one of the busiest days since I had started working in the coffee shop. It seemed as though every person in town had wanted a cup of coffee. Just then, I heard the door open. My heart sank. No, please not another customer. I turned around and was about to say that we were closed, but when I saw how good-looking the guy was, I stopped myself. Hello?
You're not closed, are you? Please tell me I can get a cup of coffee.
Even though I really wanted to get home, I wasn't going to miss out on an opportunity to get to know him. No, it's fine. What would you like?
Thank you. Just a cappuccino, please.
Coming right up. As I began to make the coffee, I tried to think of something to chat to him about. So how has your day been?
Well, it suddenly got a lot better.
I smiled shyly at him. Why would you say that?
Well, it's not every day you run into a pretty girl working in a coffee shop.
Oh my God, is he flirting with me? I could tell by the clothes he was wearing and the watch on his wrist that he was obviously very rich. Surely he wouldn't be interested in me, but it seemed like he was.
Say, what are you doing Saturday night?
Nothing really.
Great, this is my number. Send me your address and be ready by 8 p.m. I'll pick you up and take you out for dinner.
With that, he handed me a $50 bill, picked up his coffee, and walked out of the shop. Just before I continue, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell because you're not going to want to miss out on any more stories. I stood in my lounge looking out of the window. Sure enough, bang on 8 p.m., a huge black Mercedes pulled up in front of my house. When I got to the car, he jumped out and opened my door for me. Thank you. On the way to the restaurant, we chatted as though we had known each other for years. I couldn't believe how comfortable I felt with him. I had been feeling a bit worried that he might be a bit snobby, but he was the complete opposite. He was kind and nice and spent most of the evening making sure that I was having a good time. Even when the waiter came to take our order and I mispronounced beef bourguignon, he just laughed it off and told me that he was always making mistakes when ordering in a restaurant. He was a real gentleman too. He pulled my chair out for me and poured my drinks. I had never met anyone quite like him before. We spent the whole night laughing and giggling away, and at the end of the night when he dropped me home, I was hoping he would ask me out again.
I've had a great night tonight. You're really fun to be around, Marley.
I've had a good time too.
My parents are having a small party tomorrow. Would you like to come?
Oh yes, that would be lovely. He gave me his address.
Come over at about 2 o'clock.
I watched as he drove away. My heart was beating so fast, I thought it would explode. He wants to see me again. I can't believe it. The next day when I got to his house, I got the shock of my life. I mean, sure, I was expecting his house to be nice, but nothing could have prepared me for the size and grandeur of the place. It was huge. The front of the house looked exactly like a palace. There was a fountain in the middle of the driveway that was easily as big as the famous Trevi Fountain in Rome. When I rang the doorbell, a maid came and answered.
Hello, you must be Marley. Mr. Liam told me that you would be arriving. I'm Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Come in, come in.
I followed Lucy through the house. Everywhere I looked, there was gold and diamante. Huge chandeliers were hung from the ceiling and expensive-looking paintings were on every wall. When we reached the garden, Lucy pointed to the barbecue area.
The family are waiting over there for their guests.
I was shocked to see that at the bottom of the garden was a huge lake, and to the right of the lake was a golf course. These people must be seriously rich.
Marley, come over here. Let me introduce you to my parents.
I shook hands with his mom and dad. Hello, pleased to meet you. His parents were both really nice and kind to me, but even though they made me feel very welcome, I couldn't help feeling a bit out of place. I had never been in the company of billionaires before, so it was hard to know if I was saying the wrong thing or not. To be honest, I felt much more at ease when I was talking to Lucy. Just then, Lucy came over with some drinks for us.
Lucy, could you show Marley where the cloakroom is, please?
Yes, sir. Please come this way.
As I followed Lucy back into the house, I couldn't help but start gushing about Liam and his parents. Liam's parents are so lovely, aren't they? And this house, wow. Lucy looked around for a second and then whispered to me,
Be careful around them. They're not who they appear to be.
For a minute, I was confused, but then I laughed it off. She's probably just having a bit of fun. After I put my coat in the cloakroom, I went back and joined Liam and his parents outside. By then, some more guests had arrived, so Liam and I went and sat down on a bench at the bottom of the garden. You'll never guess what Lucy said to me when I went into the house with her.
What?
She told me that your parents aren't what they appear to be. I thought that Liam would just laugh it off, but he didn't say anything. When I saw this strange look appear on his face, I decided to change the subject. This garden is beautiful, and your parents are so nice. Liam smiled at me again.
They really like you, and so do I.
Liam and I began spending all of our free time together. He would come and pick me up from work, and we would usually go straight to his house. I would often sleep over as well. It didn't make sense for him to have to drive me all the way home when they had so many spare bedrooms at his house. I usually slept really well when I was at Liam's house, but one night, something woke me from my sleep. What's that noise? I could hear people talking. I looked out of the bedroom window and was shocked to see some trucks and people gathered in the garden. They were all wearing black, and as it was really dark, it was difficult to make out what they were doing. Suddenly, the moon came out from behind a cloud and lit up the scene for a minute. It looked like they were loading the trucks up with boxes of something.
Marley.
I nearly jumped out of my skin. I hadn't heard Liam coming up into my room. Liam, you made me jump.
You should go back to sleep, or you'll be tired in the morning.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I hopped back into bed and went straight back to sleep. The next morning, I went downstairs and found Liam sitting at the kitchen table with his mom.
Good morning, sleepyhead. I thought you were never going to get up.
I laughed. It's only 8 o'clock. Where's Lucy?
Oh, Lucy had a family emergency. I'm afraid she won't be working for us anymore.
I was surprised when I heard Liam's mom say that, and I felt a bit sad too. I had become quite good friends with Lucy. It was a shame that I wouldn't see her again. Oh, I hope that her family will be okay.
I'm sure everything will be fine. Anyway, Liam tells me you two are going to take the boat out on the lake later.
Yes, we are.
Well, it's a lovely day for it. The forecast says it's going to be hot and sunny all day.
I poured some cereal into my bowl, and as I began to eat, I thought about how lucky I was to be dating Liam. This time last year, I was slogging away in the coffee shop and spending my free time all alone. Now look at me. I have a wonderful boyfriend, and his family adore me. I really am so lucky.
Right, I've just got to nip out and do a few errands. Then as soon as I get back, I'll go out and start getting the boat ready.
Okay, I'll finish up my breakfast and have a shower whilst you're doing that. See you soon. Liam leaned over and gave me a kiss on the cheek.
I miss you already.
I watched as he walked through the garden and got into his car. He looked so handsome and muscular, it made my heart soar.
I'm so happy that Liam has met such a nice girl like you, Marley.
Why, thank you. What a nice thing to say.
It's true. I can see that you make him very happy.
And he makes me happy too. I picked up a bowl and went over to the sink.
Leave that. I will do the dishes. You go get yourself ready.
Are you sure?
Of course. You go make yourself look beautiful.
I had a quick shower, put on my swimsuit and shorts, and went back downstairs. It would be a while before Liam was back from running his errands, so I decided to take a look around the house. I had only seen about half of the place. It was so enormous, it would take weeks to see every room. I walked from room to room, each one as filled with the most expensive furniture and ornaments that money could buy. As I walked along the corridor from room to room, I suddenly noticed a bookshelf on one wall. I loved looking at old books, so I went over to take a look at what was there. I picked up a book and was about to start flipping through its pages when I noticed that behind the bookshelf was a door. I grabbed hold of the handle and started to turn it.
Marley?
I jumped nervously. It was Liam's dad standing behind me. Oh, you made me jump. I was just exploring your beautiful house. What's in this room?
Oh, you don't need to bother yourself looking in there. It's just an old storeroom. Definitely nothing to interest you. Anyway, I think I just heard Liam's car pull in the driveway. I think you should go out to the lake now. He'll be waiting for you.
Okay, see you later.
Yes, see you later.
I ran out of the house, through the garden, and down to the lake, calling out to Liam as I went. Hi!
Come on, help me push the boat out onto the lake.
I joined Liam and began to push the back of the boat. As it slipped into the water, Liam jumped into it and pulled me after him. He began to row us out into the middle of the lake. This is so nice, Liam. It's so peaceful, isn't it?
Yes, I've always loved coming out on the lake. When I was little, I used to spend nearly every day out in the boat in the summertime.
You must have had such a happy childhood. Liam didn't say anything for a few seconds. I looked at him, wondering if he'd heard me. But then he quickly said,
Yes, I guess I did.
I was a little concerned. Maybe he didn't have a happy childhood? But I chose to ignore it and pass off his weird reaction as nothing. Liam stopped the boat and we laid down, feeling the warmth of the sun on our bodies. As the boat rocked gently back and forth, I closed my eyes and relaxed.
I could lay here for hours.
Me too, but I'm starting to get a bit hot now. I think I'll go for a swim to cool off.
Oh no, don't do that.
Why not?
Well, I don't want to be alone. Stay on the boat with me.
Don't be silly. I'll only be gone for a few minutes.
But the water isn't that clean.
It's fine. Don't be such a worrier. I took off my shorts and dove into the water. It was icy cold and almost took my breath away. When I surfaced, Liam was looking over the side of the boat at me.
Come on, get back into the boat now.
I will in a minute. I just want to have a swim. It's so refreshing. I swam for a few meters and then dove under the water. Suddenly, I saw something out of the corner of my eye. When I realized what it was, I let out a scream. It was a woman's body lying at the bottom of the lake. It had on a maid's outfit and there was a blood stain on the chest. Her eyes were closed and the skin was blue. While shock raced through my bones, I felt myself recognize the wrinkled features of the face. It was Lucy. Ah! Want to see episode 2 of this Billionaire murder mystery series? Then make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. Stay tuned for the next episode.